Good morning. Or whatever it is, wherever you are. Oh, never put that up. Alright, so I'm starting to work some extent on pulling this out. I don't think I've even repoed this yet. And I don't think that the projects that were using it, have not yet had it excised fully. So I was just kind of looking at how I would set that project up. Oh, so I'm going to need to get a new ID. For a new application. So that'll be some of the start. Then we'll have what is this going to be? Historical schedule. Schedule from videos. I probably do want to have some reference stuff. Because we usually end up doing things like yeah, so I wanted to put with Git stuff. Привет, Alex. How are you doing today? We'll end up, well, we'll have a source, and we'll have at least this stuff in it until we get that fully extracted. We'll end up with a public. Aw, yeah, you're usually not good. I'm sorry about that. I can usually start these out on without having to use bins. That will come, that will come, that will come if required. Might as well get that out of the way. All right. So we're gonna have. Well, I know I'm gonna need some stuff. I don't yet know what, but it's kind of hard not to have something with those things. Well, if you want to talk, we can talk, but people don't always want to talk, so I don't want to push on that. Anyway, it's a little bit chill. It's a little bit chillier than the spring weather we've been having, but otherwise I'm doing okay. A little tired for some reason. I actually tried to get to bed at a somewhat reasonable time, and it was okay. Or I was hoping to be better rested, I guess. Maybe the chilliness threw me off a bit. Now, we're probably going to end up with more stuff than that. For instance, I know we're going to be making HTTP requests. I don't remember where UUIDs came in. Hint is taken. Thank you for the host. Oh, and I guess if we're actually going to have some conversation going on here, we should. Where is it? Where is this? That works. SVG was for that stuff. Navigation was for the authentication up, which I won't need initially. All right. What was I? Oh, that's the save state and load. Well, it's mostly been pretty good weather. So, I've been able to, well, I don't know about this weekend, but I've mostly been able to get out like Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday for a bike ride, and that kind of covers my exercise for the week. So that might be on hold for the summer. So that's the save load stuff. I'll need to go in here and get a Twitch ID. That's the reference. dev.twitch.tv. My applications. Oh, what do we call this? Not a game. Sort of an analytics tool. So let's get. Do I have anything in here? I don't have a README yet, but that'll work. So we have example. Favorite animal. I don't know if I've ever really been an animal person. Nothing springs to mind? File, source, touchid.elm. Write that, and then we go in here and. Yep. I guess I didn't copy that yet. Let me buffer delete that. All right, so back to the reference. So I have a couple of uses for this. I want to look at the video history from a Twitch channel. And from that, try to figure out what their typical schedule is. I can use that both to display a schedule on my page, based on past history, and potentially I can use it with Hostable so I can tell when someone's typical hours are so I don't host into somebody who's just about to close up. Oh, and do I have my other project up still? Yeah, source. Quotes, please. Okay. So I've got that. I know I'm going to end up with a view. Module view exposing. Yeah, it might be a little bit of a strange concept. So I've got Hostable where I can look at some people identified that I have liked watching in the past, but sometimes I go in there and they're either done or they are ending in a few minutes. So I'd like to host into somebody who's going to be going for a while or maybe just starting. And secondly, caps lock. This will be a little bit weird. I've got like a schedule-ish on my page, but I'd kind of like to just have that determined, like I guess what the hours are, but I'd like to actually have that reflected by when I'm actually doing it recently. And if you go to videos, well, look, there's dates, and if you look at the dates and durations, and both of those are available in. I'll have to see if created or published at make more sense. Probably created at. We ought to be able to figure out, what that streaming period was, and hopefully create some sort of, image that represents the likelihood of being live at any particular time. All right, so we don't have. I don't know if we need Twitch template or Twitch ID here presently. We're going to need HTML. Actually, there's going to be keyed. I don't know. SVG. Yeah, a lot of that stuff is for the OAuth thing, which I'm not necessarily doing. So actually, wasn't a lot of messages in this one. We're probably going to have CSS of some sort. Just not yet. And then the view is just going to be kind of a dummy for now. Oh, we will have node style text CSS, and I guess we can do like text view. Okay. And then all of this stuff, maybe later. And then we need the actual application. Module schedule from videos exposing. I don't have persist yet. We're going to need all this stuff. We're going to need HTML. We're going to need HTTP. I don't know if we need time. Might need JSON decode. I don't remember what that was for. The rest of the stuff we'll get as needed. We're going to use some of those. Maybe I should have started with this and cut it down, but that's for persist. Self follows, users, videos. I'll have to see about this as I get into the messages I want to do. Next request will probably be a thing. Oh, and UI view.message. I don't know what the model's going to be yet. Oh, did I have... Nope, not. Didn't have a header here. Model equals, I'm not gonna have a location. Well, you can ask, I don't have to answer. UUID is OAuth stuff, auth stuff. Oh, do I need self for this? Not as important. I'm going to have some videos. The present letter. Something may have been lost in translation there. No, wait a minute. I didn't expose... Oh, deserialize exposing... Oh. This application doesn't need video. It doesn't need follow. It's going to need video. There's definitely going to be videos. Oh, you know what? I am going to need... Oh, if you OAuth, you can say... Who is the current user? So I'm just going to have to say, get this user ID or username. Oh, yeah, so we're going to need all our stuff pending, requests, list, command message. Actually, this might be small. Well, I eventually want to build this up to something that can analyze hostable, so... And I think that means I'm probably going to need next request. Oh, that does mean we're going to need... We're going to need videos. We're going to need next request, time.time. So it's not a navigation bot program. Oh. So main is what? An HTTP dot program? Init equals init. Update equals update. Subscriptions equals subscriptions. And view equals model HTML.map. UI view.view model. All right, model command. Videos, empty list. Pending requests is an empty list, I think. Outstanding requests. Outstanding requests. I do not have a P.O. box currently. Oh, outstanding. That's how I got that. Okay. And there's not been enough demand for that to get one. All right. Is this actually how I set this up? Yes. And actually, so the short answer is no. This has to be over here. We have to wait until there is more demand to do that. All right, so we got init, update. We can do, well, I've got some stuff set up. Case message of, don't have loaded, don't have current URL. I thought I did something with like videos and users. Maybe it was hostable that I got separated, and this one I didn't because it wasn't in as much current use. Follows user batch. So that next request, and actually UI well, looks like I might have to remove some stuff from there a bit. All right, so I don't have an auth state. Oh, that's view refresh, which we well, I did have a none. So view refresh is an actual thing. So that's just a no op for now. So that's probably. Oh no, I didn't call any functions there. Didn't call any functions there. Subscriptions. Oh, request rate. I should probably go ahead and make. Oh, and there's. Make that a simple thing for now. But I am going to need time there. And don't have a harbor right now. Oh, that was a function. Well, it's still a step towards it. Oh, it's a Twitch status. So where it was? Oh, persist was defining my structure. Oh, so I was using their video structure. Twitch video structure, but not the user structure. Because I didn't persist that. Okay. Okay. So we were at import user. That's only if you're logged in. And that's, then I have to trigger that somewhere to actually do something. But that's enough that I could try to compile some stuff and see how much is broken. Let's see what the defaults are on this. Default 20, limit 100. I'm going to want all the videos. Period. Default all, so that's fine. And then it takes a user ID, so that'll be fine. I'll just have to hard code that for now. Oh, that's a user ID. Did a username or a user ID? I guess I'm going to need a user request. Because it's probably an ID. Anyway, we can still see if this does something. I'm going to want a new thing to run this, though. Elm reactor. All right, 31 in the main file. Oh. Oh, Okay. Oh, I probably never, Guess I lost that one. Oh, no. Probably is command.message. Yeah. No, no, this is... Yeah, okay, that's just typos. So do the other apps have... Probably Hostable doesn't do that. HTML.program, not HTTP. Okay. Did I put view? Yes, I put view. Okay. So I might actually just want to checkpoint that. It's like I've got a bunch of stuff that almost works, but there was a lot of typing to get something that compiles. Oops, wrong one. License package, we're gonna need Elm stuff out. .git ignore Elm stuff. Git Igor. Oops, I want what I was using. What? Okay, it's a small file. Bugger off. Git add. Starter app with some copied API interfaces. All right, schedule. So it looks like to make this. I could go navigation and make that a parameter, but we can bootstrap from that. So Do I have an easy way to get my user ID without doing a API call? Well, most people are going to want to put in their username rather than an ID. So we need to do fetch users. Fetch self won't work because that requires you to do an argumentless fetch with a logged in user. And this doesn't really require OAuth right now. So I'd just like to say, could we not? Now this is a list. I'm eventually going to want to do this for multiple users, but that's going to be in the context of an application that's already fetching the users. Oh, does user have a username option? Login. Oh, these were set up for auth. Which I don't actually expect to have in this. So auth is just going to be nothing. Oh, and this is fetch users. It has a provision for empty, which we don't need. I mean, it's going to be used. It's going to be a plural that comes back. Technically. Oh, you know what? I did have a separate thing for the self. Because it was a different response to it. Oh. I might need to fetch information. No, I'm only fetching information about one user right now. For the current purposes. But I am going to need a message for that. Oh, but it is going to be technically be a... list right? Or did I pre-map that? Decoder is users, so self. Yeah, let's twitch.deserialized.user. Oh, which means my model is going to need, well, technically I don't need to record that. Technically that's not right. No, I don't like this way. Oh, no! User IDs were strings. That's right. They come back as strings even though they're effectively integers. Alright, so it's going to look a little bit like this. Actually, we've got a self. Only expect one. Model or user ID equals just user.id. And we probably can do pending requests here. Oh, and we had the user did not find that login name. So pending requests. Model.pending requests. Fetch videos for user.id. And I think this may still technically be taking a list. Nope. That was fetch follows, which, okay, fetch videos. And then view, we need something just to say that we're making progress. Now, I don't normally need to display videos, so just model.videos list.map over and it's like, I kind of don't want to do a whole function for this. Just pick one field. Text video dot created at. Might be messy. We'll get through some errors at least. List. Oh. Yeah, technically. So we would need to do another little div. Or no, you're this way, aren't you? Actually, you're this way. Think. Oops. Oh, yeah. I was copying from an error handle that had an error message. You don't have an error message. What did I put there before, since I don't have a... Just blank. Alright, argument to program function. Okay, so update and or view are mistyped. Or maybe my model is just mistyped. Because I got two different things that are model. Standing requests, pending requests, user ID, videos. Videos is looking like it has a bad type. Oh, it's a list of... Alright, so deserialize video. Oh, I don't even have duration mapped out in here yet, so that's something I have to attend to. I thought I had gone through and extended all these fields. Had I possibly not mapped it over to this one? Source, Twitch. Or did I just not got into videos? Nope, I hadn't mapped out all the fields yet. But there is a created that, so that should not be the cause of issues. Videos, list video, list of A with a created at string. Wait, to list HTML to list HTML. What? What? Twitch.deserialize.videos. Should be a Twitch deserialized video. we're actually exposing. And videos resulting in a list video. Videos is a list of videos. Well, I think this happened when we did this stuff. That should be fine. So let's just take that out of the picture for a moment. Update.userid. What? Oh, that's right. This has to be a just user ID. Okay, so that was part of the problem. Now to the view side of things. So now we have a smaller error. We had two things that were kind of collapsing on each other there. View.videos. So something... You're right, this is not actually a... So maybe this actually is this way. And that was a forward one. Nope. Conflicting associativity. Well... Does this fix it? Okay. But I haven't actually made a call to get a user by name. So that would be kind of an init thing. Pending requests. Okay, we got a bunch of stuff. And we might actually want to be able to get more than 100 here, but it's a start. Wait, I'm missing something in the request management here. What? Next equals command dot none, then 0 else. So every time it adds... How about you? Oh, I had a response wrapper around this one. And that's it, but how does response work? I have to wrap it around every request manually. I'm eventually gonna need that kind of management. I technically don't need it now. That's actually a little bit of code there. And then all of my taggers need to be that. Okay. All right, so we're getting videos. That was pretty much just proof of API calls happening. So that's actually, well, no, that made changes. Run the code. See? Response. I must be filtered WebSocket. Now I guess all I really care about is these. Okay, so that's just proof that we're making requests. Request a user and then their recent videos. And actually, yeah, I've got more than 100. I mean, actually 100 is probably a good representation of the recent history. However, either there's been more added to videos since I last did this, or I just never mapped out the fields. So this is an opportunity to extend this piece of the Twitch deserialization API. So do I need to update? Oh, this is not the current copy. I've not been... Okay. So I don't think that would have changed. Good point. See if we still compile. Okay. Ooh, we had a couple of changes. Wait. Oh, I guess I didn't get to the point of... Oh, we did extend user. Okay. Somehow I didn't actually commit that. Oh, okay. Okay, so we got sample video. Does not have duration. So this may have been extensions to the API. So is the sample... Yes. So we need to update our sample at multiple levels. And then, didn't I have a sample video? Yeah. Oh, wait, no. Oh, sample video is my example. I just take that and parse it out. Cool. Okay, so ID, user ID, title, description, created at, published at, URL, thumbnail URL, viewable is a string. I could maybe convert that to a number. Well, I'd have to know what all the options are. View count is actually typed as an int. Language, I'd have to know what all of their languages are. I mean, that's probably associates to some kind of a language code. All right, and duration types to a string. I'll probably want at least a helper for that. Do these specify? Those are filters. Oh, pagination if it was a larger query, but it wasn't in the example. So those are only 3 values. Likewise, viewable is only 2 values. Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, oh, that's example. Yeah, it's the way they had to position things makes that a little bit awkward, but... Oh, wait, that actually completely rescolded me. So actually, that is actually a little bit better, having the... Oh, pagination is down here, which I'm not currently dealing with. All right, do we have... maybe. Actually, let's do strings real quick. And then ID, user ID, title, created at, published at. Let's do strings first and then sort of refine it. All right, URL, thumbnail URL. Thumbnail URL, viewable, view count, int. View count, language, video. Oh no, this is field. Oh no, this is view count. These are the Twitch fields. This is type and duration. Field maps. Oh. And I might have to change style. Oh, 13, geez. Yep. Yep. Did I had to do anything like that for any other fields in here yet? Map 6. Yep, okay. So we had to do it for user. So this is essentially Elm decode pipeline without using a library for a pretty small set of decoder commands. And it does mean you have to either reverse engineer it or find it somewhere. All right, so there's the field. So this just becomes... Get this... Oop. Get the space. Nope. All right, so QQ down. Oh, actually that does it. And then put before. Oh, no, I have to at Q first. And then do 5 at Q, 3 at Q. Was there something different? In the way that was set up? I was expecting the right side to be a decoder, but it is a decoder. Oh, it's the view count. So thumbnail URL, viewable, view count. So it's definitely stopped on that field. String int, string. But it is a decoder. Okay, so let's try. See if we're good up to there. Aha! Why? Is user different than video? Is a string to video? What's different? I probably added in a field here somewhere and bungled something. So let's take this down to the simplest thing possible. It's going to be out of sync with some other stuff, but yeah, expected the created at. So there's obviously a field in here that is causing, so let's just kind of split the difference a little bit. Oh, we added a description field, and it only became an issue when we got to something that wasn't a string. So that is below title. Okay, we're still getting that created at. So that is the extension. It's sort of the extension. What we want to do is a couple of these things are clearly enumerated fields. So we have where is like message? That's a type. So we have type video viewable, which is equal to public or private. Yeah, man, if I do, because actually that could be video public or video private. Well, no, that would be video viewable.public, maybe? Do they reuse viewable videos? Okay, they currently don't reuse that. Or other string, so we can handle that, because it is just a string. Well, that sort of introduces some of the looseness of stringly type things into the API. But it's like if they introduce a new string value, we just won't decode. And of course, this is going to appear for every, or do we pick one as a default? So we got viewable, public, private. We've got, what was the other one? Type. Type, video type is equal to upload or archive or highlight. Now this is the one that I might expect to see more extension on. So now we have viewable is a viewable, and video type is a video type. I guess I should have actually checkpointed this before changing things. Actually, that's pretty easy. Quick compile check. Expand video fields. Then we do that. Okay, so viewable video type. Now we need to viewable, decoder viewable, and video type, decoder video type, viewable equals, or should I define these maybe with their decoders? I don't know. It's a little arbitrary which way you do it. Viewable equals do I have any other examples of this? Because that's actually just going to be a straight up string map. Oh, because let's map a function over the results. So this might be more like an and then type of thing. Like, how does it go? It's like, I guess you're there. Just on that decode. So is that like a string and then type of thing? Transformer decoder. String dot length of, okay, so map. So map actually works. Map. There's a way we can do string. Because I kind of don't like having the string hanging off the end. To map S case of oh, I do have to pick something as a default because it's a string. We should make that explicit that this is we're picking this as a default. And this is going to look kind of similar. And we have archive. No, actually, they did upload. Upload. And archive. And highlight. And other S. Oop, I forgot. So now we can do, this is viewable as a viewable and type as a video type. I should probably be doing these as something as well, but that's maybe another step. All right. So, little Smoke test. Ah. Okay, we're still getting stuff. Decoders for video enumerated types. Now, somewhere I'm going to have to deal with the way that they return times and durations. So this actually isn't bad for display. This is, well... Oh, I haven't dealt with any date time stuff in Elm. Let's see what's in the package repo. Well, I should double check the main. Okay, fine. We'll put this over here. There's a date. Well, attempt to read a date from a string. Let's start doing that in our main app for testing purposes. We have from string. Well, toString is a generic thing, so this will give me a type error. I have to load date for this? Yeah. Nope, that's system libraries. Okay, type checked. Oh, okay. And it is an, okay, because it could fail, yeah. And that is returning it, I'm assuming, in local time. Which, since I'm, well, if it's actually running in the browser, that makes sense. I may have to do some time zone shenanigans later if I want to produce like a GMT schedule. Which I think the times were originally, or UTC schedule. So now this is interesting. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, that's the drop frames. I've still got that up on this display. Anything interesting going on the router? It usually isn't. It's just random internet weather. All right, so right now, okay, so it's just a little interruption there. Not going to be able to really see anything on it. So in theory, this should always be a valid date. And we would like to return an actual date from the API, But we're not guaranteed to get a valid date. Which means I would actually have to return either an OK or transform it to a maybe. Or a result or transfer it to a maybe. Or I leave it as a string and boot it to the user. That would give them the option to use other date conversion libraries. Yeah, we may have to leave it as a response. No, it's a result. Oh, wait, did I check in the last bit? Yeah, okay. Oh, that's gonna have to be a... There's no decoder for that, because JSON doesn't have a date type. So that would just be a generic support routine. Oh, JSON decoder has other ways of handling failure, though. It's one of those days, is it? Okay, and at the router WAN, that is dropping... Well, okay, there's a couple things I can do. We can kill some input sources here. And maybe it's too late already. Well, I saw a little bit of outbound go up there. Okay, OBS is dequeuing a bit. Still says it's dropping, though. And debuffered. Okay. Oh, but JSON decoder, I'm gonna need this, so... Has ways of handling failure. Well, that would fail the entire thing. Do we have anything on here about result? Decode string, decode value. Maybe. Nullable is a maybe. Decoder to maybe. No, I have to explicitly handle this. So we have to say decode is a string, map to date.fromString. Map. And that has to map to result case res of okay, date is date, and oh, this is gonna be an and then, because that depend on previous results. Oh, yeah, okay. That maps it to a decoder. Of a result. No, it's error. Message. To let equals debug.log parse date failed in and fail is okay. So actually that will propagate that. And actually, we could really do date dot from string s. And then we don't have to deal with the result, because it'll just, and you know what? If it fails the thing, it fails the thing, I guess. You need to import date. Oh, result. Oh, is it not? Type date. Oh, it's got to be date.date. You know what? For these libraries, we often do exposing just the type itself. And then the view is going to be all messed up because we were expecting a string. So then we're going to have to deal with properly displaying this stuff. But we've got information. Oh, and you might end up with date stuff, but you don't need it now. Parse video dates. Now, I don't know that date is going to do very much with durations. Oh, and now we need date again. You know what? This is actually, other than the fact that I'm not displaying it, deserialize would actually be pretty easy. Just make duration a date and just see if date from string works. Okay, that's telling me that it did not work and failed the entire conversion, which is kind of one of the things I was a little about. So we are back, right? Okay. So things get a bit more interesting. Date picker. Should probably look at some of this stuff. Date picker. Date parser. Does that do calculations? Date and time. Date format. Oh my goodness. That might be a JavaScript library. And then we've got, actually, do we have issue actions? Actions. I don't know if that's a standard format or not. Time ranges. I'm not too concerned about that. I think I saw that one already. Ooh, Sturf time. Date, date, date. Date times separates that. Some time zone stuff, maybe. Date parser. We can convert. I mean, that could work. Date distance. Nope, that's not what we want. Annum time. This looks like a variant of a previous one. Dates from parts. Calendar date, time, offset. That's kind of nice. Two formatted string. Add diff, floor, ceiling. Simple way. Oh, and these are dates only. Okay. Need to deal with times. This is date dot format. Maybe. Okay, this has a lot of modules. So formatting of dates into strings, add or subtract time periods. Okay, so that could be good around those times. So that might be more. I mean, I might get these. Oh, multi-type system. Ah, okay. So that's formatting. Formatting. So that's pure formatting without the type codes. It's a different date format. This looks like another fork of the same project. And another fork. $1988. Does not cast the time into local time zone. Well, day of the week is something I'm going to need eventually. Parsing and handling. Accessors. Float. Diff sub add. Oh, no, this is format, not parse. We've got lots of those. And this is JSON decode docs. All right, so nothing is immediately going to help me with my durations. So for that, and oh my goodness. Those tabs are getting impossible to manage. So we're just going to have two windows. So we are going to need to be looking at some Elm package stuff. But what we want is parse. Actually, is there something in core for parsing? There might be some string stuff, but for Elm code, I think combinators are parsing. Links, GeoJSON, Tableau. I should have already run across you in date parsing. Elm code, HTTP, XML, more parser combinators, route parser, URL parser, int, link headers, Elm HTML parser, Elm code, HTML, XML, Elm code, URL, auth0, links, URL, CSV, SVG, text parsing, Bible references, HTML, ABC, CSV, URLs, query strings, Elm code, Elm code. So we got another little mess. Example subdirectory. Parser pipelines. Point. Symbol spaces, float spaces. Well, I mean, the combinators, if you break it down to this, is probably going to end up looking pretty similar. There's probably a bit too much here, but that would be a... This is a fork of the other one. Which was at 3.11. Oh, Elm Community. Nice error messages. Oh, this is a fork of the other one. Michael Mall 1.0, Elm Tools 2.01. So probably newer? 99 point. Lower level access to strings. Low level functions Elm Tools parser does not have. Interesting. Oh. Interesting. I don't know if I want to go about it that way. Oh, because those are basic parsers, and this is the. Do you have examples? No. Examples are good. So we've got Elm Combine. We've got parser combinators. We've got parser. Excellent error messages. Well, it isn't going to be user supplied that much. But this probably has the closest thing to an example that's exactly what I'm doing, which is just a single format with some characters. Of course, I could probably just do this thing with some string splits. And what does our basic core string look like? Length reverse, cons, uncons. Split a string using a given separator. So we just go hour, minute. Second, parsint. Yeah, I don't even need a library for this. Duration equals. So we have to take a string. I suppose this could fail. Although it kind of just fails to 0, so as an easy. Well, do we want to say it failed? I don't know. Anyway, S2 that gives us a list of string that's only a single character. Oh, actually, yeah, just drop the seconds. That'll work. Now, alternately, there is a regex package, isn't there? Regex, escape, how many match, contains. So actually just contains 3 numbers would work pretty nice. Oh, split a string using the separator. Find matches. It's I don't know what's going to be more performant. Regex is a little bit more direct. Regex dot Where is the at most? All at most int. I mean, I really want 3, but... Wait, that's list match. Oh, map.match. Okay. Well, okay, so that makes it a little bit more... Well, I guess you can do the same thing. Digit plus hours. Digit plus minutes. Oh. Oh. They might not list hours, minutes, and seconds if it's exact. There's the question for you. So let us... Oh, time is moving on. So in our view, we're currently doing that. It's kind of arbitrary what I put out here. Just something to see I'm getting videos. Video. Oh, I really need to put some breaks in there. And I feel like there was a string concat operator, but I don't recall it off. No, actually, this is going to have to be, well, it's HTML. No, not UL. LI. All right, they do include 0 seconds, so we are going to assume they will also do the same for like 0 minutes. Oh, they don't include larger units. So we might have, I don't know that I'll ever do a marathon, but we could have days? I guess I can eventually run this on somebody who's I've known to have longer marathons and see if we go into days. I don't suppose the documentation is going to be Length of the video. Okay. I mean, what if somebody leaves their channel on all the time? Could they go into weeks? Could they go into months? Oh. So that has to be an optional match. Hmm. So we kind of have to start from the right. Oh. No, reversing string would not do nice things to the numbers. I could match with optional and then reverse the list of matches. And then, take head for as long as it goes. But we have to consider that this entire thing might be optional, and this entire thing could theoretically be optional. I can't imagine there being a 0-second video. All right, so that does all of that. Regex. Find its indexes. Oh, you know what? These are cumulatively optional, technically. So I would never expect to see a minute without an hour. Or an hour without a minute. So now the only question is, we just kind of have to, it's not going to be decoder time. It's going to be a decoder of a list regex dot match. I guess match. I guess it'd be list string initially. If we take this and map that onto dot match, and we kind of know that we're going to need to list dot reverse that. You're going to have to import regex exposing. I only need it once. I really shouldn't do that. So to temporarily change our type of duration to list string, and then our parser. Oh, did I change the wrong one? Yes, I did. Let's see how mad that makes the type checker. Oh, that's regex.all. Also, I can tell right now that I'm going to have to do a toString on this again. A string. Is expecting the right side to be a string to list regex match. I probably need some parentheses here. The right side is expecting the right side to be a string to a list regex.match. Oh no, I maybe misread the example. Places equals find all regex and then map over that should be just the list of strings. Oh, I'm missing the find argument. You know what? Would that just be... Oh, geez, again. Would that just be that? That effectively gives me a function of one argument. All right, do I even... I still need to... I might have to reverse the thingy there. Oh, yeah, because I don't have that anymore. The definition is a list A. All right, so I know we can do it this way. All right, should be able to, because that's a function. That's going to end up being a function missing one argument. So we're going to pass the string to it. Oh, we need to map the entire thing, though. So I still need this. Function map. Which one? All right, the type of iteration says there's a list string. The definition is a list regex.match. Okay. Expecting its right side to be a string to list regex.match A. Now we got the map match. We should have, yeah, we're all inside this. Why are we doing decoder garbage in here? Map match, right side. Wait, what? Right side. To be an A. A string to list regex match. What? Oh, this is turning this entire thing into that. So we need to... We do need to map that. So that properly inserts the argument, which matches it to a decoder. Oh. This is a list.map. No. What? Is that a regex.map? No, because, yeah, that's a list. They get so lazy in these examples. Anyway. List.map match over the results. Where are we getting string to list? Okay, yes. Okay, string to list of regex matches. That's what this is. All right, fine. You do that. Okay, it's not reversed, but it... Oh, caps lock. And now it's just messed up. Really? Wait, what? What? What the heck happened? And there's no way to undo that now. List dot map dot match. Oh, list dot reverse. Is list dot reverse a thing? It's right side to be a thing with a match to an A. You know what? I was just trying to avoid an extraneous argument here. Bugger off. Wait, what are you matched with? Give me a. Actually, you. No, should be able to figure that out, right? Psst. Okay, fine. Oh, we've got some that aren't matching. Also, you're not giving me all the sub matches, you jerk. Oh, that's what. They were doing that example over a list of things, weren't they? No. Find all dot match should give me multiple. Oh, for each instance of the regex. So list, maybe string. What do we have for flatten? We can cap map. So we just can cap map identity? You know, like we could probably. Well, no, because it's a list. So first we have to do that. Then we've got a flat list that we can list.map. I mean, I guess the maybe is useful here. We just have to make your type with lots of parentheses for the time being. Maybe. Oh man, this is going to be a nightmare to pull indexes out of. Also, we're getting way too many failures here. Oh, I'm not putting optional annotations on them. So ours is optional, and that entire thing is optional. So I kind of need to see what the input string was to make sense of this. Oh, and we're We're actually getting nothings. Okay, so there's the 3H and the 3. And 11 to 41 and 11 minute, which is the 11. Yeah, the extra captures I needed for that basically make this kind of unusable. I mean, you could sort of figure it out, but it's going to be... Well, no, because there's a certain number of captures in there. And actually, I think it's the last 3. So 2 hours, 41 minutes. So 2 hours, 41 minutes, and 39 seconds. Oh. It actually ends up listing them in reverse order. Two hours, 23 minutes. Oh, I probably reversed the wrong thing. All right, 18:24:2. 2 hours, 24 minutes, and I'm assuming 18 seconds. And we actually do get nothings if... No, I don't have anything shorter than an hour in this. But I presume we would go nothing, nothing if there was no minutes. All right, so that was the lists of things which we had to concatenate because it's list of lists. So we then want to map that over maybe dot map. Is that a string or thing or an int thing? To int, no. To int. Podon. Oh, maybe this should be an end then. No. Does maybe have something that's just apply a stinking function to it if it exists? With default map A to B. What the heck? Oh wait, string to int can fail itself. Wait, so that's end then. What? Can it fail? It's a result. Oh my gosh. And there is nothing to convert between them. Wait. Why couldn't I find you? Uh... What? Oh gosh, which combinator? Which combinator, man? Alright, so how about this? Oh, it still has to be a function. Alright, so it's that combinator. I was expecting its right side to be a list. Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure there's any way to avoid that. Alright, now, about the actual code. What? What now? Result string int. Is a result string int to maybe int. A string to result string int. I lost my string docs. Nope. String to result string int. Result.toMaybe takes a result of blah to a maybe blah. What? I was expecting a string to maybe, but it's a string to result. Okay. So we take the function and do something that returns the right type. Okay, so we'll do this the hard way. Oh, we actually got to the point where we were doing ints, so maybe that was pushing down from the other side. And saying, "Hey buddy, you can't be a string, or you can't be an int." Okay. Oh, right, because those were strings. So they would convert out. In fact, we can probably just, well, for now, yeah, right now, list dot take 3. So now the question I have is, can I actually do this the way I wanted to? If I don't type the wrong thing. What? We got our ints in the right place. This still doesn't make any sense. Maybe I need to do this. Oh, jeez. When it gets the argument. Oh, I've not reversed yet. We have to do it after the concat. So well, my ultimate goal is to actually reduce this to seconds. So now we have a list of exactly 3 things. What do we do with that? For my purposes, I can actually just with default this. No. Oh. So with default makes this actually ints. Oh, nope, we're gonna maybe.end then. Wait, no. What? So I'm mapping a list of maybes to a list of not maybes. So we just, you know what? Even though we're already doing this on each item, I don't need to bother with you. Type annotation. We got rid of the maybes. I'll shut this down to a time one of these days. All right, now we have a list of 3 things. Oh. technically it's a list, so technically I've still got a maybe, but I'd have to like compress out the maybes anyway. Well, no, maybe I could like. Could I do like an and then on that to combine them? No, because it's not. The maybe list isn't a maybe. But the result of the list is a maybe. The result of the operation is a maybe. Is there something to combine two lists? I don't have list up yet. Like a zip. There's an unzip. Oh, there's a map too. So we have seconds, which is 1. Minutes. Oh, what's the seconds? Well, we can sum it and then do that final 1,000. And hours. With the function to get the number of seconds, and then we already have a helper for sum. Which is just a number. So this should just be a time. Import time, exposing time. JSON.decode. What? Right side is causing a type mismatch. Int a float to float. Time is a float? Okay. Well, all right, I need a break. Then I'll think about how much more we want to do today. Also, chat's been really silent. Okay. All right, so we're able to get a actual duration out of this. Turn duration string into time. So now we have a timestamp and we have a duration. What does Elm let you do with a date? So there's all the parser stuff which we ended up not using. Well, you can convert it to a time, and you can convert it back to a date. So, in a pinch, without getting into all the date libraries, we can do that. So for now, video.duration. So we need date dot to-time video dot created at. Well, we actually want both of these. So we want toString video dot created at. We want some space. We want date.toTime plus video.duration date.fromTime. No, that just didn't get deleted. Okay. Didn't import date yet. Okay, that looks like pretty reasonable times. They're all local, but it's a start. So that was just a little bit of formatting for me to start to get a sense of how this works. What else do we have in date? Year, month, day, day of week. That's something we're going to want. So for my purposes, man. I don't think... Well, no, what I do is I get the year month... What I want is the time within that day. So this is where we go back to... So, yeah, you're not part of what we're doing right now. There's a date up again. All of these, what do these make easy for us? So that's a date. A date time is a... Oh, a date and an offset. That would actually be... I don't know what the offset unit is, but... And we can deal with zones. Okay. Year, month, day, offset. Or is it, oh, is that not... Oh, it's not showing zeros? Or is offset calculated from this? To construct it, you have to pass all the stuff. With a time offset from midnight. Well, I mean, it's just a structure. So it could do that. This is date parser. So I probably could have used that for the hour minute thing. So this is another version of that. We could probably look at Who Fork 2 at some point. Oh, that's Elm Community 2. Yeah, I'll have to look at Who Fork 2. It's just a parser. Elm Date Extra. Great dates from strings. Gets time offset. Operate could be useful. This is another formatting thing. So we got parser formatter, Elm Date Extra, parser formatter. This is a very large date extra. Date diff, comparison. Actually deals with time zones. I picked up this one as a second copy. right? Bogan Elm time, community Elm time, community Elm time. Time, weekday, hour and minute from UTC. This adds a little bit more beyond. All right, so this is complete but large. Formatter, parser. We have Elm date extra, which has operate. How much stuff is in here? Compare, add, diff, extractions. Assigning numbers in a base of 1. Numbers to calendar days. That's the poor explanation of what that is. And then we have two versions of this. Forked from Elm Community Time. Updated March 13th, 2016. Archived by owner. Well, okay. So apparently it's still current with the version of Elm, but yeah. That solves that problem. And Elm Community is actually a pretty good vote. There's provisions for time zones. We've got, once you've got a date time, it's just offset, which is kind of what I need. And then you can ask about specifics when it comes to formatting things. Elm package install Elm community Elm time. Oh, I didn't realize I had a bunch of dependencies, but I guess for the parser stuff, okay. Now the only awkward thing here is that can you convert to and from a basic Elm date? Because if you can't, that's a problem. A time zone independent. So I might need a zoned date time. Oh. This might not be the right answer. I mean, I want to display them locally. But I have to reason about these as timestamps. Well, let's... Twitch is giving me UTC for my previous use, which is... that's a moment. We need to be dealing with that. When reasoning about or displaying times in a user's local time zone. Well, what I really care about... Well, I mean... So this is... Date is just int. That's not... Well... It's a date time... Subtracting date times. Oh. Okay, so this is how you can convert them. Yeah, because it's just... That makes me wonder if I should return the date time, or the date as a time rather than a... That makes me wonder if we shouldn't actually be manipulating these as times rather than dates. And this doesn't even go beyond hours. Oh. Yeah, we want to display this in user... Well, I guess we do. To an extent, we want to be in user's local time. The library said operations were limited. On zoned date time. Oh, because zone date time has the zone with it. How do we get... our current time zone? Because we're running in the user's... all from name. How do we get the current time zone? I know what the offset is. Okay, so date times are UTC. just fine-ish. But if I can't find out what my local time zone is, then I can't display it to the user in their local time. Which kind of puts me back not having a library at all. Hmm. Where the heck does core date to date come from? Time equals timestamp. Timestamp. Date time. Here at Warsaw. Yeah, I actually want to operate in my local time, which I guess I'm just gonna have to do it the hard way and pull out the parts and multiply things where I have to. Because I want to operate in local time. They're ultimately displaying things so that it's useful right here and now. So UTC is great if you're not doing anything dynamic. Well, you'd want to do UTC if you were making a static image. Yeah, so we need basic date. We want day of week. And then we're going to have to take hour, minute, second, millisecond. Really, we don't need to go beyond second. But it would be more accurate. Actually, we don't even get milliseconds from the API. And then get the offset of every thing within the start and end within the day of the week. Actually, let's start without day of week, because even that's somewhat instructive. So I want to transform my video list into a series of, well, keep both of them in the model for now. Model videos. Well, for one thing, I'm in Elm. There is a library patterned after moment, but it only appears to do formatting from what I can tell. I was looking at a ton of Elm libraries. It's possible there's some that would work better. I went towards Elm Time and then realized that they're trying not to deal with time zones, but I think if I'm running in the user's time zone, I'm going to want to care about that it's local to the time zone. And I don't see any way to get the current time zone. So actually, get rid of that. I can go back to this and see if the APIs of... So there's Elm Community Time. But they're very explicitly time zone independent or time zone dependent, and I've not seen a way to get the current time zone. So I can't really process things in local browser offset. This was Elm Date Extra. We're actually in the, yeah. So that zoned. Let's So from ISO strings. I'm presuming it has a from time. So, I mean, maybe there's more helpers here. What do we got? From parts, from calendar date, from ISO string. Ooh, maybe not. Okay, intervals. Actually, I'm not sure that there's a way to get from a timestamp to one of these, which is a bit of a problem. From calendar date, from ISO string. Well, I mean, I could do this at the string level. Maybe I should just not even try to format the thing in the API. You can use whatever library you want. That's a parser. That's a formatter. This thing is huge. It sounds complete, but it's huge. That has XOR, toString from string. This has the 2-time from time. Diff sub add. Otherwise, it's the same level as the basic stuff, so it doesn't add a whole lot. So then there's this huge package. Which, I mean, probably does it, but yikes. Well, a lot of it's config. Compare core, create duration field format. It just feels like it's going to be way too heavy for my needs. And this is future. Yeah, I mean, for what I need, which is basically day of week and offset within the day, I think it might be overkill. So I was looking at actually modeling, keeping that around in the model. Technically, I could reproduce it on the view. Because it feels a little bit more like processing, but this is the raw data. So I could go into view and just have a transformation function. This is just going to be videos right now. To a list of... I'm not going to deal with days yet. Just offsets. Which is probably going to end up just, you know, this might just be list.map. This will have a place if we start doing the weekly breakdowns. So this is where we start getting into a little bit of the stuff we got up here to an extent. So we're going to have start time. And we're mostly caring about relative. So this is where we have to get into... I have not actually brought up the core date here. So we need to take hour, minute, second. So actually, offset date to time. Offset date equals date dot hour times 60 times date dot hour date how about 0? Format that nicely. Date dot minute date times 60 plus date dot second. So we have what do we do with one that goes overnight? Let's solve that later. Dot created at offset video dot created at you know what? For now, plus video dot duration, which will work okay sometimes. It'll look okay for mine because I'm in the right time zone. So we take model.videos and then that is going to be, well, for debugging purposes, we'll just do start end. Okay, so we need we need you. So my code. Are we even using date anymore? Yes. Okay. This can be defined like this. We just have to omit that. At the int, the right side is date to int. Oh. Oh, that's right. Time is technically a float. Nope. What can we do with this? Not a whole heck of a lot. Right, that's milliseconds. This has been... left that in seconds. Either way, I'll work out on that. Order of operations wise. And then we're going to have to do some kind of graphics with that. Its graphics projects are probably a battle for another day. Convert to day offset ranges. What can I do with you? Could I perchance oh, this is gonna have to be I'm forgetting HTML attributes. Okay, so well, no, that's yeah. Style left. Start divided by oh, this is probably gonna have to be text, isn't it? Yeah. So we can do pics. All right. Li background. And then I don't know if we even really need text, but okay, that appears to still be way too big. Oh, I need position for that. I probably need to set something up to cache the data. Oh, no. Okay, I actually didn't want to do that. I probably just want to do U relative. And I'm probably still too big here. Might need an extra 0. Yep. And I feel like I've done something wrong, because I would expect a cleaner morning-afternoon break. Well, maybe. Yeah, I'm not seeing the, Hmm. Not seeing the kind of two-part breakdown I would have expected. Oh? Okay, there's something funny in the math here. Did I end up... No, not a different number of zeros. Oh, it's left and right. That's like absolute to the edges, not... So actually, after having taken out the duration for this format, we need to do end minus start. Oh, and okay. That's why we had the extra... Felt like we needed extra zeros. That's a little bit more like what I was expecting. The smaller ones than what I was expecting. Some of those might have been resolution changes and things. So now, if we do... I forget which way is which. Yeah, and now we do UL position relative and position absolute. You get more of a heat map. So that's kind of the effect we're going for. Maybe converting that into more of a traditional graph with a level. And the text is officially, well, we might eventually want a scale. We don't necessarily need the individual items to have that. And we'll have to get rid of the points. And, you know, maybe convert to some sort of actual graphics library type thing. Oh, there's no content now. Height, Yep, there we go. So we need to put a scale on that, and that should give Well, put a scale on it, and what? Not this. It runs. It uses the browser's local time zone. And we might want to use something that's more. Well, I mean, I'm bringing an entire library for something you can do with some pretty basic CSS. Well, I mean, I am kind of abusing HTML elements, so maybe some SVG would make more sense there. And some sort of graph would give you better precision. Like, I'm kind of depending on... Well, there's 100 samples, 0.1. Anyway, it's getting on lunchtime. Oh, I should, proof of concept. Yeah, I could resize that, put a scale on it. Might be interesting to pursue just making that a Twitch extension first off, and then can play around with sticking it in Hostable so I can... Well, that's probably... I mean, extensions have to be approved in things, so... I'd have to adjust it to UTC, which might actually involve some sort of library or something. Or just get my time zone offset and tweak things somewhere. Anyway. Proof of concept is a good place to start. Thanks to Oseret Gaming, SES Dev, Deadly Tacos, Catnox, Starkly Phase, Stremy Ice Leopard, One Jelly Beans, Joey Jeffrey P, House Canadian TV, and Pants is Taken for hosting me. I don't currently see anybody out there, so I'm not gonna host myself. And bye-bye.